Welcome, Mitesh sir. Today we are having Mitesh Parmar. He is from surveilling system and he is a senior project engineer. So, sir, I would like to request you to now to please present your ideas with us, sir.
Sure, sir. Good afternoon to all, and thank you for giving me opportunity for this webinar, so I can share some of my knowledge towards the young students. So, as you can see the presentation, so we are having the topic Introduction to IoT, Internet of Things. So we'll have some information regarding this IoT. What are the basics regarding this Internet of Things? What devices included in this Internet of Things, and how it is very useful to us? Before going to start this webinar, I want to introduce about my organization. So we Surveilling Group started our operation in 1981 in the field of automation and electrical sector. Majorly, we are having two groups, two companies. First one that is in Surveilling Engineers Private Limited, and the second one that is Surveilling Systems Limited. So in this Surveilling Engineers Limited, we are dealing with the battery chargers and UPS systems in basically in the electrical sector. And this Surveilling Systems Limited, in this company, we are totally dealing with the whole industrial automation solution, as well as in our business areas that covers consultancies, design, engineering, manufacturing, information solutions, commissioning, installations, and training, as well as in this different sectors. And we are system integrated with the Rockwell Automation company based in the USA. So, the topic of our today's webinar: what is IoT? So, the full form of IoT is Internet of Things. As the name suggests, Internet of Things. So, all of the things that is connected with the Internet, that you can say that is IoT. So, if in detail, I will tell you. So, the Internet of Things is a system of interrelated computing devices as well as mechanical and digital machines, and all that machines with unique identifier, which means all of that machines is having its own identity. Then all of that machines have ability to transfer the data over the network, which means with the internet, without requiring human to human intervention as well as human to computer interaction, which means all of that machines or computing devices having the capabilities to transfer the data over a network without human intervention, which means without manpower, that particular machine or particular system can work. And this IoT refers to the billions of physical devices around the world that are now connected to the internet. And all of these devices are collecting and sharing the data, which means our mobile phones, our smart devices, smart home devices, and many devices, electronic devices that we are using regularly, that is connected with the internet. And all of that electronic devices is collecting, gathering some amount of data and sharing some amount of data to the particular users. Like as you can see on the image from the mobile, you can see many things on the internet, as well as you can operate some particular applications via your mobile applications. So all of these are the part of the IoT, and there are billions of physical devices are in this internet world. So after that, I want to show you how this IoT evolved from without internet era to the internet era, and now it is Internet of Things and further also. So before internet, so there is only some mobile phone technologies, SMS technologies are there. So in that particular, we can communicate directly, human to human communications are there. Then day by day, innovations are there, and then internet introduced in around some 1990s era. So that is the era of content era, which means websites are there, internet is accessible via internet service providers, emails are the electronic mails are started, information solution, online entertainment, and all that things was started with the smart networks in the era of content era. Then more innovations are there in that particular areas. And then IT services are introduced in around some 2001 to 2003 eras. That is the service internet service era where e-commerce businesses are started, online stores are started. So in short, IT services, information solution services, were started in this era. So we call this a web 2.0 era. Then social media comes in at the end of the 2010 or around this era, in 2 3 years of this era, around from 2008 to 2010 era, social media started. So that is connected people via that particular social media platforms, like that is called era of internet of people era, in which peoples are connected together via mode of the internet, which means you can communicate with each other via online medium. So in that social media, there are lots of social media platforms are available right now. Basically that was started from this Skype, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, WhatsApp, and all that. As well as in this era, smartphones are invented, and then the smartphone era also comes into the picture. And now all of we are using the smartphones, in which we are, that is having very much smart applications, as well as we can connect with the internet also from that smart devices or our smartphones. Then after 2010, the Internet of Things started, like smart wearable devices, as well as some smart machines are invented. Home automation systems are invented after that, which means we can operate many things into our home via our mobile phone. As well as there are personal assistants are there, like Amazon Alexa, as well as Google Assistants. So there are the types of different personal assistants, and from that you can give command to particular machine and operate such applications or appliances. So then that is the era of Internet of Things, which means many each and every things is going to connect with the internet, and from that machine to machine communication is possible, and from that machine to machine communication the whole things comes into the picture, that is called the Internet of Things. And after this Internet of Things, this IoT part is connected with the industry, which means manufacturing industry, healthcare industry, oil and gas industry. So all of this industry is connected with the IoT, and the word comes Industrial Internet of Things. IoT era is running right now in this our whole industry, or you can say in this world. So it is one evolution of Internet of Things, how IoT started, from where IoT started, and right now what is inside this IoT systems. And as we are discussing the IoT systems, so we must have to discuss about the embedded system, because IoT is a part of embedded system. So as the name suggests, embedded means something that is attached with the another thing. So embedded systems can be a thought of as a computer hardware system having some software embedded into it, which means some type of hardware or some sort of hardware is connected with some sort of software, and from that you can operate some appliances, or you can have some particular, or you can run some particular task. So that is called an embedded system. An embedded system can be an independent system, or it can be a part of large system, which means an individual standalone device, or it can be a some part of large system. An embedded system is having some controllers like microcontroller or microprocessor based system, and which is designed to perform some specific task, like in regular routines. We are using some home appliances like printer, our computer systems, laptops, or mobile phones are based on microcontroller microprocessor device, which is designed to perform some specific task. So all of that devices are the part of embedded systems, and this embedded system also, uh, the IoT is also a part of this embedded system. So this is also one major required thing that we also have to discuss when we are discussing this IoT. So now we directly jump into how this IoT works. So so there are total four stages of the IoT, Internet of Things. So first of all, that is the sensing part, which means whatever whatever process you want to run or you want to perform. So for that you will require some sort of signals in the form of some values or some data. So that will gathers via this sensors or device, which means your sensing part. After some sensing or actuation, that data is transferred towards some particular area. So that we call the IoT cloud, which means, for example, if you want to check your car temperature, what is temperature in your car. So for that, right now the smart cars are also available. So you have some sensors inside your car that is sensing the temperature, and that sensor is transferring some amount of data into some internet cloud, and that data you can watch in your mobile application. So first, that is our sensing part. Then after sensing the particular quantity, that data has must be transferred towards some cloud, that will store the data, and after storing the data, that data must have to be processed for some useful information. So the data is processed via some data processing softwares, and as well as some data processing hardwares like controllers. And after data processing, that you can see that particular data via some kind of user interface or some kind of dashboards. So at the last stage, that information that is collected via sensor and processed via some kind of softwares, that you can watch in some mobile applications interface, or you can easily say user interface. So from that we can take some kind of decisions. So this is how the whole IoT system can work. First part, that is sensing part, then the data is transferred via some amount of communication medium to the cloud, and then data processing part, then user interface, which means in user information, so user can take some decision. So first part of our IoT system, that is sensing part. So there are different kind of sensors are there to sense particular physical quantity. So basically, what is sensor? So it is some such a device that detects and respond to some type of input from any physical environment. Like temperature sensor senses the surrounding temperature. Some gas sensor senses some surrounding gases. So like that, some surround any device that detects some physical quantity and give you that particular signal, that we are calling that sensors. And the output of the sensor is generally one type of signal, and that can be converted to a human readable display like LCD displays, LED displays at the end of the sensor, or it can be transmitted electronically over a network for reading as well as further processing towards the controller or towards the IoT cloud. So this after sensing some amount of quantity or some amount of parameters via sensor, so that data or that signals you can directly display on this basic normal LCD displays, or you can transfer that signal towards the any microcontroller or microprocessor to further processing, or you can also connect with this some kind of modules that can transfer some data towards your IoT cloud. So there are different types of sensor like ultrasonic sensor, gas sensor, color sensor, PIR sensor, passive infrared sensor, accelerometer, IR sensor, flexibility sensor, LDR sensor, rain sensor, temperature sensor. So there are hundreds types of sensors are available. As per the requirement, you can select the sensors. So these are the sensing part, that is give you the signal whenever it is sense such kind of events. Like if you want to sense the temperature, if you want to sense some motion. So for motion sensing, PIR sensor is useful. Like I want to give you an example of this PIR sensor in the malls. Whenever we are visiting the malls, the door of main entrance door of that mall is opening automatically. So on the top of the door, this PIR sensor is present, and this PIR sensor senses the motion and around some radius. So whenever it will sense some motion, so it will give the signal to the controller, and that controller opens the door. And whenever it will not sense any motion, so it will give some amount of signal towards the controller, and then it will close the door. So this type of conditions can be used in the practical applications also. And like right now in our smart watches, the accelerometer are present to monitor our walking distance and to monitor our steps. So this types of sensors are available in this smart devices are there. So basically sensors are two types: digital and analog. So digital and analog means, I think all of you know about this digital and analog. So digital, which means that is that device is having only two conditions: either it will turn on or either it will turn off. Which means any sensor will give you only high signal or low signal. That is called a digital signal or digital sensor, like push buttons, IR sensor, proximity sensor for object detection. So this type of sensors will either give you high signal or either low signal. So this are the digital type of sensors. As well as some analog sensors are also there, like it will give you the data in some values. Like temperature sensor will give you some values in between some 0 to 100 degrees Celsius. So different values are there from the temperature sensor. As well as some level sensors will give you some particular tank level from 0 to 50 liters. So that is our analog sensor, which will give you some kind of values, not only 0 and 1 or high or low values. It will be give any type of some numerical values. So that is called an analog sensor. Now next further part of the IoT, that is connectivity. So this is also one major part. After sensing some amount of data, that data or collected data is must be sent to the cloud infrastructure. So this cloud infrastructure can have the data, and then it will further process the data to the processing side. So all of these sensors that sensing some physical quantity like temperature, pressure, level, flow, so all of these sensors should be connected with the cloud using various modes of communications, or communication protocol, you can say. So you must have to communicate with this cloud infrastructure, because cloud infrastructure or cloud storage, that is having on the internet. So you must connect your sensor to towards the internet via some kind of communication protocols or some modes of communication from your physical device to the internet. So this there are many different types of communication mediums are available, like our mobile data, satellite networks are there, Bluetooth modules are there, Wi-Fi is there, Wi-Fi network, LAN network, WAN, wide area networks are there. So there are many types of communication protocols or communication medium. From that you can connect your sensors with your cloud infrastructure to transfer your data towards the internet cloud. So this is our connectivity part. After the connectivity part, we have the data processing parts. This is the main part in which your whole process can be done. After collecting all of the data, it gets to the cloud, and some kind of software are there to process your to gather data. So if you want to operate such kind of things, like via mobile application, I have sent it with signal to turn on heater at my home whenever I'm left my office. So when I send some kind of signal from my mobile phone towards cloud, and then in the cloud there is some software that will trigger one event, and that will pass some signals towards my home controller, whatever that controller is that is connected with internet, and that will receive that signal via this cloud software. And then that controller that is connected at my home, that will turn on the heater. So this is your processing part. So all of the data together into the cloud, that will be processed as per the user requirement. You can set this processing part as per your requirement. Like this is the process where it can be just checking the temperature, as well as you can check the temperature or reading some values like on the AC or heaters. However, it can be sometimes also very complex things to do, like identifying some objects on the CCTV camera, as well as using computer vision in the video. So sometimes it might be very complex, or sometimes it might be very simplex systems, while if we are into the data processing part. So this is the main part in the IoT system. And then lastly, this is the user interface part, where user can have some understandable data in the understandable format via the end user. So basically the information needs to be available to the end user in some way, which can be achieved by triggering some alarms on their phones or sending some notification through email or text message, so user have alert. Like if you left home and your fan is in on condition at the home, so after some time you have some alert on your mobile phone, so you left your fan turn on, so you can turn off your fan via your mobile phone. So that is the type of alert or triggered alarms you can receive in your user interface area. And then user sometimes might need interface which actively checks their IoT system, like you want to check some parameters from your mobile phone. So for that will require some application or some user interface or some dashboard. As so, like for example, the user has the camera installed on his home, so he wants to access the video recording and all the feeds, so with the help of the web server. So one web server is running that connected with all of that camera, that all of that cameras is having access to the internet, and that is transferring all of the data towards some IoT cloud, and that IoT cloud is connected with one web server. So you can access all of this video recordings via your mobile phone with the help of web server. So this type of user interface is helpful for the user whenever you can operate some this IoT applications. Like this type of user interface also there. At the bottom you can see the image, like you can operate something via button, like you can have the temperature data, weather data, and you can operate your heating system on and off. So this type of user interface are present in the user interface section. Now as we are discussing, cloud platforms are there, IoT clouds are there. So what is this IoT cloud? So basically IoT cloud refers to the servers that are accessed over the internet. So it is one type of server that you can access via internet, and the software and databases are connected with that particular servers to run all of this conditions. Like cloud servers, basically this IoT cloud servers are located in the data centers all over the world. And by using cloud computing, users and companies don't have to manage the physical servers themselves or run a particular software application on their own machines. For simplification, I will give you one example. Like I want to make one Excel sheet, and I don't have that Microsoft Office installed in my computer. So right now I can directly go towards my browser, uh, go towards the Google Excel sheet, and there when where I can easily make my Excel document and save into my PC or save into my mobile phone. So basically in my laptop or in my computer, I am not having some physical software installed in my computer. I am just accessing the internet, and from the internet servers. So wherever the servers is present, on that server, that Microsoft Office software is installed, and I can access that particular application via internet. So that is very useful in today's era. So this type of IoT cloud or IoT servers are present. So this is called the IoT cloud. So as you can see one block diagram here, so all of the devices are connected with the internet connectivity, and that is transferring and data to the cloud. And via the IoT device cloud, you can access some kind of this services or device management, as well as you can access your particular some parameters, or you can operate some things via your IoT dashboards. So this is called basically IoT clouds, and there are 100 types of IoT cloud companies are available, where some IoT cloud services are free and some IoT cloud services are paid. Like as we are using Google Drive, so whenever you are storing some document onto the Google Drive, so you are not storing into your local computer, you are storing into the cloud interface. So you can access that particular document in anywhere in the world in your Google Drive platform. So like that, there are different types of IoT clouds like Salesforce, Google Cloud Free Platform, Microsoft Azure Cloud, Amazon Web Service, that is Amazon Web Cloud, Oracle, Cisco Web Clouds, PTC ThingWorks Clouds, ThinkSpeak Cloud, SAP Cloud. So there are again also like Ubidots Cloud, then uh, many clouds are available. So some of are also used for the also available for trial, and some of the paid softwares are also available. So as per your application you can use the services of IoT clouds. Like I will give you an example of this Google Drive. Like we are having, whenever you create your Gmail account, so you are having 15 GB of storage on the cloud, and you will require, if you will require further storage, so you have to pay for that particular storage that you want to access. So this type of cloud services are present right now. Then as we are discussing the all of the IoT system works, in which sensing part, and then communication part, and then uh, data processing part are there. So all of these sensors are connected with some kind of controllers, because any sensor that will sense only physical quantity, and from that data we have to transfer that data into the IoT cloud. So that is possible via different types of control, by using different type of controller, because the controller can access to the internet via this Wi-Fi module, some Bluetooth module, or some the internet service provider or LAN modules. So by using these modules, your microcontrollers or microprocessors can connect with the internet and transfer your sensors data to the IoT cloud. So like all of you might know about this Arduino controller, Raspberry Pi controller. And in Arduino controller there are many types of controllers are there, which is like some simple Arduino controller, or some Arduino controller with its having some Wi-Fi enable, as well as some LAN enable microcontrollers are also present, as well as in Raspberry Pi controller it is having inbuilt LAN connection, as well as Wi-Fi connection and Bluetooth connection. And if you want to have some other microcontrollers, so there are separate Wi-Fi modules are there, SIM card modules are there, Bluetooth modules are there. So you can interface all of this module to transfer your particular controller with the interface your particular controller with the IoT cloud. So all of your data is gathered by your controller, and that is interfaced via this Wi-Fi module, and Wi-Fi module is transferring some amount of data as per your requirement towards the IoT cloud. So all of these modules yeah, are present right now. Like uh, in right now in the most of the vehicles you can say GPS systems are present. So this GPS system or GPS sensor is connected with our car, and that is connected with some GPRS module, which means that is having one SIM card as well as, so that SIM card is having internet access. So that GPS data is transferred to your IoT cloud via internet connection of that particular SIM card, and you can access your car location from your application in your installed in your mobile. So you can track your vehicle via GPS systems also. So this type of different type of controllers uh, are there, and with the help of them, we can make our IoT application or do some kind of projects. Now, what are some examples of this IoT devices? Like a light bulb that can be switched on using a smartphone application is called an IoT device, as well as one motion sensor detects some motion and turn on the fan or turn on the lights. That is also called a IoT device. or some street lights that is operating automatically at the evening and turn off automatically at the morning. That is also called as IoT device. And an IoT device could be as fluffy as a child's toy or as serious as the driverless truck. Because via this IoT device, you can operate such kind of things via internet, so it is very easier to use, as well as if you want to do some complex things, so that is also possible via this IoT device, because you have the access to the internet, and on the internet you can do anything as per your requirements. So as well as some larger objects may themselves be filled with many smaller IoT components, like a jet engine that is also now filled with thousands of sensors collecting and transmitting data back to make sure it is operating efficiently. So jet engines or aeroplanes is having thousands of sensors embedded into it, and all of that sensors transmitting the data towards the main controller to check the things is working okay or not. Like autopilot systems are there, so in that autopilot system there are bunch of sensors working together to make sure that aeroplane is operating normally. So there are the many examples of IoT devices that you can just look around, uh, so you will find the applications of IoT. Now, this IoT system benefits the individual users like us as well as to the organization, because organization is also moving towards the internet connectivity. So the organization can monitor their overall business process, as well as they can improve the customer experience, as well as by using these IoT platforms that will save the time and money of the organization, because most of the things you can do via and from anywhere in the world. Enhance employee productivity, because many processes can be done without human interventions, so that will reduce manpower time, as well as integrate and adapt business models. Many business models adapt the IoT technologies, and they have the very good benefits of that, make better business decisions, and generate more revenue, because by using this IoT devices or IoT connectivity, so many organization having a very uh, bigger advantages, because they have some feedbacks, like if you have purchased some device, and so there right now there are many devices are there. If smart devices are there, so if that device is working properly, so that will give the feedback signals to the manufacturing company, so that device is operating very good. And if that is having some errors, so that will give some information towards the diagnostics company, so that will have some diagnostics on your mobile phone directly. So there are smart machines are also there, so that is also useful for this organization. So why this IoT is very important? So over the past few years, IoT has become one of the most important technologies of the 21st century, because all of the thing is connected to the internet right now, like our mobile phone, our laptop, our regular day by day uses, electronic appliances are connected with the internet. So that is our part of the lifestyle you can say. So now that we can connect everyday objects like kitchen appliances, cars, baby monitors to the internet via embedded devices, and the seamless communication is possible between people, process, and the things. And by means of this low cost computing, which means we can access the cloud easily, and whatever data that we are using regularly, so that is collects the data onto the cloud via some kind of communication technologies. Some analytics can be performed, like in our smart watches or smart wearable devices, that will show you analytics at the end of day, that you have performed, you have burned this type of how much the calorie you have burned per day, this how much steps you have completed per day. So all of this analytics you can have in your hands. And with the mobile technologies, physical things can share and collect the data with minimal human intervention, which means that without less human effort, machine to machine communication is easily possible, and that all of this physical devices is now going to be very smart in the future. So again, there are many applications of this IoT, like everyday things that we are using, as well as agriculture automation. That is also a very huge huge project is running right now. Most of the agriculture farms are working automatically, as well as our mobile systems. Everyday things are connected for smarter tomorrow. Energy consumption, like prepaid energy meters are present right now in some areas or some particular cities. Security and surveillance is very easy right now. Smart homes or smart cities are manufactured. uh, Healthcare industry is using IoT is for the proper uh, healthcare use, as well as building management systems are there. Like in this small system, there are automatic door open close gate systems, and many systems that is part of building management systems are there. So there are many IoT applications you can find out around the world. Like kind of driverless car is possible right now. Activity trackers, parking sensors are available. You can monitor your health in your watch also. Smart cities are present. So there are many examples of IoT application, and you can achieve by using this some kind of sensors and some kind of controllers. So there are many challenges with the IoT also. Like main challenges is to data security and privacy concern, as well as the softwares that are used for operation of this IoT that are very complex. You need having sound knowledge to operate or to do some practicals with this IoT softwares. So data volumes and interpretation is very important. Like any sensor is giving you some amount of data, so the volume of the data, if the data is available in the text format or number format or some video format, so the data volumes and how that data is interpreted towards the processing, as well as nowadays artificial intelligence and machine learning is at the top in the industry. So how this IoT is integrating with this AI and automation technologies, that is also challenge towards the IoT. As well as right now there are lots of IoT devices are there. So testing and updation of the all of this devices is insufficient or improper. All of these devices will require a constant or continuous power supply, which is difficult at some time, because all of the device must have to connect with the internet, and to connect with the internet you will require a continuous power supply. So for that, that is some kind of difficult situation. As well as some communication protocols, rules and regulations are there, or limitations are there. Like Bluetooth devices is having some very short range, or NFC communication protocol is having very short range of communication. So that type of interfacing and communication problems are present right now in the IoT platforms. So these are some challenges towards the IoT. As well as there are lots of advantages of IoT also, like ability to access information from anywhere at any time on any device. Like you can access some information that is available on your cloud. So from anywhere in the world at any time or at any device, like you want to access information on your mobile as well as on your laptop or into your tablet. So you can easily access all of that information were just browsing onto the internet. As well as real-time data collection are present there. So real-time data you have in your mobile phone, as well as most of the devices are electronic devices. So as I have mentioned, machine to machine communication, which means each and every equipment is connected with the internet. So electronic device communication is very much improved right now, as there are many new communication protocols are developed day by day. And then uh, there are many new communication protocols like MQTT, message query telemetry transfer. Is a very low power, low data consumption communication protocol that is used worldwide right now in the IoT. So transferring data over the connected network. So that will save time and money as well as. And by using this IoT, many tasks you can do automatically, so that will helps to improve the quality of businesses as well as services and the reducing the need of human intervention. So by using this automated task, many things that can be very much improved. So there are again more advantages of this IoT. I have listed some of here. As well as any system is having advantages, so that system is having disadvantages also. So there are some disadvantages are also present in this IoT systems, like as the number of devices are increases day by day, like billions of devices connected into the internet, and that all of the devices sharing some information and transferring some data. So that is having potential that hacker could steal your confidential information. That is also having your data theft. As well as many enterprises may eventually have to deal with massive numbers, like even millions of IoT devices are connected with the internet. So to collect the data from this millions of devices and manage the data, that is a big challenge for some enterprises. As well as if any bug or any problem in the system, so one particular system that will down due to some bug or due to some errors. So and the major disadvantage, that is basically no standards is maintaining worldwidely. So each and every country is having its own IoT standards to for worldwide manufacturers. So it is difficult to deal with each and other different electronic devices. So the communication in between different devices is very complex systems of this IoT system. So these are just some disadvantages of this IoT system. And that's all for the basic introductory part. And I have one practical application for you. Like I have connected one temperature and humidity sensor with one microcontroller, and that microcontroller is interfaced with one Wi-Fi module, and that module is transferring some this temperature and humidity data towards the internet. Like I want to show you that. So I have this one IoT cloud, like ThinkSpeak Cloud. uh, I'm using the freeware version of this ThinkSpeak Cloud. So if you want to make some kind of project, so you can use this ThinkSpeak Cloud for your IoT project also. So in this ThinkSpeak Cloud, I have created one channel. So you can also check this channel. So you have same amount of the same data, and basically this is the public channel that I have created, and which is showing some temperature data from the sensor and your humidity data from the sensor. Like right now, as you can see these dots, so that is the updated data from the sensor. Like I will show you this last data, that is 27.1 degrees Celsius temperature is on the 3:13 p.m. So on this today's time, so this is the temperature right now that sensor is sensing. As well as this humidity, that is 34%, is sensed via the sensor right now. So this is my IoT dashboard. So and as well as I can customize this IoT dashboard like this also. So in every some minutes or some seconds, this data is updated. So like right now the data is updated. So like this, you can also create your own IoT dashboard to check and monitor all of the things. So this is very simple IoT dashboard that I have shown to you. And also I want to show you the hardware system that I have connected right now with me. Just wait, I will connect my camera. Yes. So this is basically a sensor, that is temperature and humidity sensor is there. Like this is the temperature and humidity sensor that is interfaced with Arduino microcontroller. And with this Arduino microcontroller, I have interfaced with this Wi-Fi module. So as this microcontroller is not having any kind of communication protocol that is connects it to the sensor to the internet. So I have interfaced this Wi-Fi modules, and I have provided internet connectivity to this Wi-Fi module, and this sensors data is read via this microcontroller and send it over the internet via this Wi-Fi module, and this chip is powered via one power supply module. So basically, this is one simple hardware that I have connected right now with me, and that data you are seeing right now on this IoT dashboard. Like right now, the data is updated, so you can see the last entry also, and total variations are available. Like in the humidity, there are many variations are there, from the 40% to right now it is 35%. As well as if you want to monitor the real-time data, so you have this gauge type dashboard also. So by using this IoT dashboard, you can visualize some physical data into the web browser. As well as you can also check this data via this link, because this is the public channel, so anyone can check the data via this particular link. As well as I want to show you some other IoT dashboard, so you have the idea how it is look like, which means last final your user interface portion. So I have one screenshot of one system. So the IoT dashboard in agriculture system, it will look like this. So to total water available in your tank via level sensor, temperature and humidity graphs are there, as well as water level indicator are there. Sprinklers are available on or off, as well as you can operate this via this dashboard also, as well as some controls are available on this uh, dashboard. So you can access this on your particular uh, cloud, as well as in your mobile application also. So like this, all of this IoT, Internet of Things devices are connected together. In short, you can say each and every things or devices that is connects with the internet via any communication protocol. So that combines make the Internet of Things technology. And day by day, this IoT technology increases, and day by day innovations are there in this IoT technologies, and there will be a many more innovations are there in this IoT field. So that's all from this introduction towards the IoT. I hope all of you understand basic concept of this IoT, and you can also do further research if you have interested in this IoT system. So there are lots of informations are also available on the internet. So thank you from my side.
Okay. Uh, on behalf of hello, yeah, Mitesh
Yes,
sir, on behalf of
yes,
Parul
sir.
University, uh, yes sir, thank you for sharing your valuable time to me, sir, and our audience get a valuable knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you so much.